I'm about to let you guys into my life. Big time. What's up, guys? Joel Valley from Media Glitch here, and I know you see this, like, what's going on. I did get the vid, right? It's been a wild ride, and I will get into that. I'm not going to touch that right now, but I'll get into that because this video is a little different than anything I've ever done before. This video is going to be basically my crazy 2021. I'm going to go over everything I've done in 2021, the good, the bad, the crazy, because it was crazy. That whole year was bananas. I can't even put it into words. And I wanted to make this video because not just to show you guys, but also for me, for memories, because I tend to forget things. I tend to forget, like, what year was that? When did I do that? And I can't remember that. And I apologize for this, but because of the vid, I'm on 24-hour oxygen. It is what it is, you know. I actually got the idea to do this video from Johnny from Happy Council Gamer. He did one in 2021 explaining the craziness of 2020. And during 2021, I would talk to Johnny and I'd be like, dude, I'm having your 2020 right now. So I thought it was an interesting idea, and so I'm running with it. But now I don't want this video to be like a downer, because yes, bad things happened for sure, but good things happened as well. And this is a way to preserve and understand what I learned through all these experiences, what God was trying to teach me, stuff like that. And I don't want to forget this stuff. I know you would think it'd be hard to forget, but holy smokes, man, you know. So I'm going to go month for month, and we'll start with January. The whole year started off kind of crazy. I lost my friend Carla. Just a beautiful soul, an amazing friend. I'm going to miss her dearly. Wow, I can't even think about all the adventures we had. I guess I would say I met her around right at around 21 years old, and for years and years, and knew her, and she got married and had kids, and she was just an amazing person.
No, joven, sabes que no me gusta.
Pero
¿Qué te diga?
es para Gladys.
She, sadly, because of COVID, you know, I had to watch the funeral online because it was like, you know, that's the height of COVID. Like, and because I moved, you know, I wasn't living in Mexico no more, that made it hard as well. Gone far too soon. She was an incredible supporter of mine. I remember she was there for my first movie premiere, my second movie premiere, and just an amazing, when I would do crazy stuff.
Okay. Uh-oh. Ya se le está incendiando el bote.
That was tough. It was really hard to say goodbye to such a lovely friend, so young. Also in January, we began pre-production for a TV series that I was going to film later that year called Behind the Yellow House. So we had to make press kits, you got to do concept art, you got to do all these promotional videos to get those balls rolling. It's just something you do when you're making movies or TV series and stuff like that, to shop it around to get the financing. So a lot of the time was dedicated to that. And started off the year, we filmed something in the zoo. Not a big deal, but I thought it was kind of cool to have a whole zoo to ourselves.
All right, where are we filming at today?
The zoo!
The zoo. It's crazy because
no one is here.
we got the whole zoo to ourselves. Yeah.
And that brings us into February. I started to do location scouts for Behind the Yellow House. We had to find like a barn, a whole elementary school that we were going to film days in, a yellow house. It's called Behind the Yellow House. Stuff like that. So we were just scouting everywhere, looking for these locations, to OKM, sheriff's office, stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And then February, got hit with another loss. Mi tia Marisa, she passed away from the vid, of course. And it was, again, it's hard because, you know, when I left and I moved to the United States, you know, I got family and friends in Mexico, and it's just, you can't travel during this crazy pandemic stuff. So, you know, having to say goodbye from afar, and I know there's people here who can relate to that. I know there's people here that's going to relate to all the people that I lost this year. And for that, I'm sorry. I wish we lived in a different world, a different time. But this is our reality now. It's crazy. And to have to say goodbye from afar from someone that I cared for so much and that I'm going to miss. And she was such an amazing woman of God, loved people, just brought joy everywhere she went, always funny, happy. And it was very sad. That brings us into March, where I went into pre-production for another series called Perspective. And this is the fastest turnaround of any series that I had to write the episodes, pre-production, sets getting made or built or borrowed, or locations, and just the production of it all. And, you know, we had some great producers, Christine Baker, Kenneth Niffen, who helped me shoot it as well. Just an amazing team. And I'm Sierra on sound, probably forgetting people, but it was amazing. And while I was in pre-production of both these projects, I filmed the reshoots for a Nintendo commercial. We had shot the Nintendo commercial in the height of the pandemic, and that is why I starred in it and my son starred in it, because no SAG actors were allowed to film. But when we sent it to Nintendo, what we had used is a generic controller, and they said, no, you have to have a Switch controller. So we had to switch out and film it all over again, basically, with Switch controllers. And then we got the PS5 version, the Xbox One version, all those, or Xbox Series X versions, all the versions. We got them all done during that time. So we shot that. And then the same month as starting pre-production of a project, I went into filming Perspective. And it was honestly, it was an amazing time. What a crew, amazing people to work with, tons of actors, tons of dialogue. It was crazy. We had a very short film schedule. We had a very small budget. We had to just run, and we had to run. And this is kind of what it looked like.
Oh, Derek! Derek! Derek, stop trying to roll!
Get Derek! Get him!
Now, what was crazy about this shoot was I would direct a scene. I would literally go into the bathroom and I would start spitting up blood. And that's going to take us into April. I'll get into that. But it was difficult on my voice, and it was difficult on some things. But I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out. Also, Ease 9 came out. Yeah, had to get that. So April is an interesting month because basically I'm quarantined for a whole month because I'd been waiting. Now what happened is I was born with a cleft lip and some crazy stuff in the palate, and so it made things difficult. There were some things going on. So basically I had to have surgery to remove my tonsils because they were bleeding. They were so big. I mean, gigantic, because they were just infected. They were so infected. But because of the pandemic, I wasn't able to get into surgery because there was a priority list. So I got on this list. It took forever to finally get to the surgery. So basically what they said is you got to quarantine 2 weeks before the surgery and 2 weeks after for healing, because if I were to get the virus during healing, it would be detrimental. It would be horrible. Which, I mean, in the end, it got me anyway, and it was horrible. But I'll talk about that later. But I will warn you. What I'll show you, I'm going to show some pictures of this thing. Just if you're squeamish, you might want to skip a couple seconds here, because it was an insanely painful surgery. I had the uvula removed, some of the roof of my mouth they had to do. And it literally, when I was healing, I couldn't sleep very well because I had to make sure my throat was wet every 10 minutes. If you didn't do that, oh my gosh, was it going to be painful when you went to take your next drink or you were going to eat something, because it literally felt like, imagine someone stabbing you in the ears with a knife, and right here with another knife, and then that pain, and then they go just pull up on those knives, and then they shake you around like that. Like that was the pain. Oh, it was so painful, and it was crazy, and it was tough, and it took a long time to get over. In fact, I don't even know if it's still healed. It's crazy. So all of April was dedicated to this one thing. Now in May, I have to unfortunately say goodbye to a good friend, JJ, and went to her funeral. It was on my birthday, and it was actually a very lovely ceremony. Beautiful send-off. She was amazing. We did several videos together as well, and she loved God. And they basically, what they did was they sent balloons out during the funeral, and so she will be missed for sure. And quickly after that, I have to say goodbye to another mentor, teacher, just an amazing guy, Rob Carmen, who, if you don't know, I used to be a missionary. We did ministry in Mexico and stuff together. And of course, I don't want to speak on what happened because the details, I'm not quite sure. I know the vid is in there, and I know it's just, gosh, this thing is so evil. So evil. But that brings us to the end of May, like May 28th, I believe, was our start date. We started to film the TV series Behind the Yellow House. My friend Terry and Brendan Fair of Roswell fame producing. I was directing, writing. Ashley from Media Glitch, old school days. She was my AD. Michelle Bransford, my second AD. And then I brought The Beautiful Prison, another movie I shot years prior. That crew, my DP, Eric Mashila, my sound guy, Mike Ammon. I like to have those guys by my side. And we started filming this TV series, and we were going really good. And I believe on the third day, my DP, Eric, hurt his leg pretty bad. And it was going to take him out of commission for the rest of the shoot. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we called in a guy named Jurgen, and Jurgen did great. He was awesome, great to work with. He shot stuff like Finch, Better Call Saul, News of the World, did camera work for that. And so we just kept pressing forward. And yeah, I even have a little cameo. I put Miranda, Media Glitch's own Miranda, in the TV series. So be looking for that. Now, I can't show much, obviously, of what this is because it hasn't come out yet. And but I can show like little behind the scenes or something. I'm here with the first AD. And how do you feel?
Oh, I feel great.
Having fun,
I feel great, yeah.
We've taken over
killing
this town.
it. On a company move, this is happening. Moving all kinds of stuff to our second location of the day. We have one more location after this, which is over there. Over there. There it is. So, my phone's ringing. Let's see who that is. Maybe it's important. Oh, it's your wife.
Oh, it's my wife. Okay, cool. Hello? Yeah, it was, long days, and it was fun and it was crazy, like any movie shoot is. And we had a very good time. Eric was able to make it back to the set on the last day of shooting. His foot was a little bit better. And yeah, we wrapped. We had a great time. I hope you guys like it when it does finally come out. A lot of Easter eggs for horror fans I put in there. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for the release of that at some point. So July, I was like, okay, got to take a rest, got to take a break. I went and stayed in this amazing house, a friend's house. It's like a mansion. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, so relaxing. I got to hang out with my brother, Daniel Valley. You might know him as the creator of Nightman from Mega Man 5. And I just got to hung out 4th of July with my buddy Andrew. Got to hang out with some other friends. I did some upgrades to my Killer Instinct cabinet. I redid the trim, made it chrome, got a new marquee. Pretty excited about that. I actually found a system of how to buy PS5s, like easy. And I made a video of it, and it's my highest viewed video to date. Even though people think I was scalping them, I wasn't. I was taking these PS5s and I was getting them in the hands of gamers, and I was making little TikTok videos. I'm like, how much did you pay? Retail. And they were just happy because I just was like, man, this is a horrible time to live in a pandemic and also not be able to just walk into a store and buy a video game console and have to pay like these scalper prices. So I basically got a bunch of PS5s and I got them into the hands of gamers. I took care of all my friends first, even John from Intrigue Gaming. I offered Reggie one if he wanted one. He didn't want one at the time, but I wanted to get these in the hands of gamers. That was my only thing. And you know what? I'll put links in the description. There's 2 videos to watch. If you do that, you'll have one. If you're having a hard time, just watch those 2 videos. It's simple. People think I'm up to something. I'm not. Okay? I'm not. I'm just trying to help. Anyway, I did that. But by the end of July, I had to get back to work, and that's just how I am. So I started to shoot. Well, I started pre-production of a music video called House on the Hill, and we started that. I also, you might not know this, I play a character for like a kids show. It's like a kind of like a Christian, almost it's hard to explain. But I play Cow Joel. But they do these events on the summertime, and then so I dress up and I go out and I dance, and they all know who I am, and it's crazy. You didn't know that about me, did you? Some of you guys may not know this, but I play a little guy named Cow Joel for children events. Here's Farmer Joe. Farmer Joe, you ready to go on stage?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
A lot of kids out there, so. And then we quickly went into production filming of House on the Hill. It was a very quick shoot. It's a music video. Christine Baker producing. Michael Pointer on DP. I like to give credit. So, and we had the very talented Thais singing. Just an awesome experience. We just shot that real quick, and I'll show you a tad bit.
It's quiet in this house upon the hill. You won't.
And then at the end of July, finally, the Sydney Hunter commercial premieres. It's on Nintendo's website right now. I can put a link. And so you guys can go check out the full thing. Here's a little bit, just to give you a taste.
Time for you to play Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. In Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan, you play as...
Now that brings us into August. August, right away, I lose my Uncle Vale. And what a big loss. What an amazing guy. What a fun guy. Oh my gosh. The uncle that you partied with. The uncle that who gave you a drink of beer when no one was looking, or, and then it escalates as you get older. But like, my goodness, never had a bad day with that guy. Never had a bad time with him. And it's just so sad that he's gone. So sad. And then I go into pre-production of another music video called Difference Maker. And we're going looking for locations. We end up finding like Tatooine, man. And we were just like, oh, this will be awesome place to film it. And it was. But we had to go location scout, and we had to do stuff like that. And because that's what pre-production is. And shortly after that, lost another friend named Kenny Reynolds. And he was a worship leader up there at Resurrection Life Church. And I worked with him for a couple years. And very talented guy, big loss. So sad, so young. Again, 2021, just brutal. Just didn't care. Just didn't care about some stuff. I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. God's got a plan, but it's always hard to say bye. That month, I lost another friend named Timmy. Timmy was handicapped. And one of the things that I used to do with Timmy is I would just go over to his house and I'd play guitar for hours, and he would just love it. And, he did actually live a pretty long life, way more than the doctors ever expected. And so, but this year we did have to say goodbye to him as well. Then we went into filming Difference Maker. Again, another quick shoot. Michael Pointer on DP, Christine Baker producing, and had a lot of fun with that. Daniel Montoya was singing, and just a really, really good time. Really good time.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how a man can find himself alone, crawling to the darkness for an answer that is never known. The fence about nearly everything I've seen, and I have felt the fire be put out by too much gasoline. We're all strangers passing through a place in time, an afternoon.
Cool locations, Tatooine, the cliffs. Even though my buddy did not like the cliffs, Daniel, who was singing, he did not like that. He had a terrible fear of heights. What's up, guys? I'm here with the crew. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You a little scared of this? It's pretty high up there. August and September are crazy film months. I go into pre-production and production on several things. Mixtape was a series that I wrote right before, I'm not even kidding you, right before the pandemic started. The day that everything shut down, that the world shut down, we were pulling stuff out of the van and getting gear, and everything shut down. And that series went on hold. And now we're filming that. So in August and September, I filmed that series. I film a video called Some People Do. I film another music video called One of the Good Ones. And I film a stickers promo, like commercial video. Whew, it was a lot. We're talking 14, 16-hour days for weeks, months. It was an insane time. Fun, totally fun. Oh my gosh. I'll try to show you footage of all these things. Totally fun, but man, it was exhausting. I was so tired. I couldn't even think, because there was no days off. There was no, like, for a director, I mean, for crew, yes, but a lot of times for the director, I'm working a shot list on my days off, or we're picking up beauty shots or something. It was bananas, but everything has already played and everything's good. It was awesome. Then comes October. October. This is crazy. This is a crazy month. I'm still healing from my operation when October hits. And I am filming a scene as Cow Joel and I'm on this hoverboard, and I'm thinking, and I tell the director, I said, I think it'd be cool if I went through this door on a hoverboard when this girl tries to scare me. Well, let's just say it didn't work out well. And I fell and I broke my back. I broke my T4, my T5, my T6. And it was horrible. And it was very painful. And I basically didn't do nothing in October after that. I did manage to wobble my crippled butt down to see Dave because he was here in Albuquerque. But that's it. I didn't do anything for April. Nothing. And that leads us into November, where sadly I lose my Aunt Rose. And my Aunt Rose was incredibly special to me because I wouldn't even be in the movie business if it wasn't for her. I can't even tell you how many hundreds of movies she took me to see when I was a kid. She'd pick me up. I had a kind of a crazy childhood, and those of you who know me know that. I probably won't, or you can watch Road to Recovery, the Road to Recovery series. I'll leave that in the description below. That'll give you a little taste of how I grew up. And so movies was always my escape, and my ride to that escape was my Aunt Rose. And of course the vid took her out, and it was horrible. And luckily we're able to travel now, and I got on a plane despite doctors saying it's going to be very painful because you have a broken back. I didn't care. I had to go see my aunt. I had to do the funeral. There was another guy who spoke, but I did the majority of the speaking at that funeral. And it was actually a very interesting time that we all family got together, and we were able to just mourn together. It was a pretty therapeutic thing, but it's going to take a long time to recover from that. And I even have a clip of my first bigger movie premiere where she was in the audience, and I was able to thank her.
And I want to also thank my Aunt Rose, who took me to a trillion movies when I was a kid. Like, seriously, she paved the way, and I went to a million movies with her. Thanks, Aunt Rose. What's that? Nothing. And we would discuss those movies, and I think that's kind of how it happened.
Honestly, I could do a whole video on my Aunt Rose, but it's gonna be a long time before I get over this one. And yeah, so goodbye, Aunt Rose. It's a bummer that I'll never see a movie with you again, that we'll never laugh together again. I also had another family member pass away, my cousin's son, and out of privacy for her, I don't want to talk about that. So that was another loss for us and our family. But then December came, and one day my wife comes home and she feels a little sick, and then my kids started to feel sick, and then I started to feel sick. And we went and got tested, and of course, what's funny is we tested negative. Well, my wife did. My wife tested negative. And then they called me several days later, and then they said, oh, we need to talk to Michelle. And we were like, what's going on? Like, well, she's positive. We just need to let her know. And then we were like, wait, you sent us an email? You sent us a text saying she's negative. Now you're saying she's positive? Oh, yeah, sorry, those were errors. We'll send you new test results. They sent us new test results. They still say they're negative. So I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they're just crazy backed up. But anyway, And then I get a call like a half hour later. They're saying I'm positive, and I got my test results. Everything's positive, and I did everything you're supposed to do. Everything you're supposed to do. Just does COVID doesn't care sometimes. It doesn't care what you did, your race, your beliefs. It doesn't care. I ended up going to the hospital for the vid, and it was rough. I'm very thankful for all the care workers, the nurses, and the doctors who had to work an insane amount of time to keep me alive, and I'm very appreciative of all that. And but it was tough. It was really, really tough. It was hard being in there, isolated, not being able to see anyone. We did sneakily, my wife and I, because I wasn't supposed to get up and stuff, but because you're so isolated, I knew the routines of the nurses. I knew when they were going to be there and when they weren't going to be there. So I would get up and I could actually see this is how I had to look at my family and visit with my family through a window. And so obviously, thank goodness, there's FaceTime and stuff. And technology today is awesome, but it was rough. It was a rough time. And like I said, I've been close to death before, but it's been a while, and I never had a wife and kids since then. Like, once you have kids, things change. And the way you feel and the way had I left, I know God would have taken care of them, but I do want to see them grow up. I did want to see them get married and have kids and meet my grandkids and stuff. So, and praise God, I get to do that now, because it was very touch and go there for a bit, and I'm still in the battle, man. I'm still on oxygen 24 hours a day. I got to go to the doctors on Monday. They got to x-ray my lungs and see what the damage is, stuff like that. I'll know more Monday what the healing process looks like, but it is a healing process, and I am gonna make it, and I'm good. It was rough. It was rough. Even like the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4, I don't know how long I've been out now, were insanely hard, for me. I couldn't talk sometimes. I'm not up long times. Just filming this video took forever. That's why it's almost February. I started this thing in December, or I started this thing in the beginning of January, just because it takes so long to edit, get the energy, do all that stuff. And even streaming, it's funny because Radical Reggie, CAG, John from Tree Game, and myself, when the pandemic started, we said, you know what, let's start streaming for people, because people were at homes, they were alone, they were, scared of the unknown. I don't know. There was just a lot of things, and we just thought maybe they just need to relax. Maybe they just hang out with us, and we built up quite the community, and we've been doing that ever since, until I had to leave. That was the first weekend that we weren't there, and we still haven't been back because I haven't been well enough. I went back once, and that was last week, and we did a stream, and I paid for it in my lungs the next day, and I knew I wasn't ready. And we will continue, so be on the lookout for that. We will continue that. But anyway, those 3 weeks, even at getting out of the hospital, were some of the hardest I've ever been sick in my life still. And so it's no joke. The vid is no joke, and my heart goes out to anyone who gets it. My heart goes out to anyone who has it at the moment and who's lost anyone because of it. It is just shame. It is just straight up evil. And the fact, I don't know if man created it, what happened there, but it shouldn't have any place in this world. And it's sad that it does, but yeah. But I want to thank everyone, the video game community. If you don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, because I did make a video thanking everybody. like different communities, the film community, the gaming community, the church community. But yeah, it was great to see YouTubers, big, small, sending me messages. YouTubers, or just the audience, people that are in our streams, sending prayers. And I can't thank you enough, because I don't know where I'd be without those prayers. And I really, really do appreciate every single one of you guys and the prayers that you sent. This was a tough time. It was a tough year. It was a tough year. I was exhausted, but I have hope that 2022 is going to be amazing. And it already has been, man. Just the fact that even though I'm on 24-hour oxygen, and even though I can't really, I can only, I walk a little bit. That's it. And then I'm done. Even despite that, I still feel awesome about 2022. And I feel like it's going to be a good year for me, for you guys, for everybody. And I would encourage you guys to live life to the fullest, man. Live life to the fullest. Like, tomorrow is not promised to anybody, the Bible says. So I always believe that you should, live life to the fullest. I know we play games, and we play a lot of games, and that's great, and we need all that. But yeah, there's a whole world out there too, if you're not exploring it, I would encourage you to do it. And I know that episodes are going out. You'll see episodes every week. There's been an episode every week at 2:00 on Saturday. I've been trying to get them out there. You might be thinking, why is anywhere in the oxygen then? And the answer is those are all pre-recorded from before COVID. Luckily, I filmed tons of our streams and our discussions and stuff. So that's what's going up now. And you will continue to see a lot more content in Media Glitch. We have some big plans. I'm actually meeting with, I might as well give you a little bit. Tommy Miranda are on their way over here after I filmed this, and they got a new studio. It is a possibility that Media Glitch will be back on air, and who knows what's going to happen. So it's my crazy 2021. And again, I didn't make this video to garner sympathy or anything like that. It was just for memories, and to remember this, and remember what everything that I went through, and also to share it with you guys too, because you guys were there on some of those times when I was posting with my surgery, or I was posting I broke my back, or I was posting that I was in the hospital with the vid. You guys are there. So I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you for watching this insanely long video. If you finish this video, put in the comment section that, put like Ease is the greatest video game of all time, or Fist of the North Star forever. I don't know. Put something in there that I know you watched this whole video. One of those two things. And yeah, you guys are awesome, amazing, and you guys helped me through this. And so that's why I want to share some of this with you, share this kind of stuff with you guys. So anyway, again, the drill. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. That helps the video so much. And the more you watch this video, it helps too. So you guys have a good day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.